So here is why I stopped using hypnosis and went to actually reduce the numbers of sessions. Hi, this is Noemi. So basically, when you train as a hypnotherapist, and when I was originally training in this modality, I I did the same things as everybody else. Basically, tested how suggestible somebody was, and then going down the stairs, and then deepness, and other tests, and regression, and lots of other kind of techniques that were part of the whole protocol. So it was immense, up to 3 hours. Now, to be fair, even with advanced conversational hypnosis (ACH), you might actually start out and you might have longer sessions, and you might need longer time. But there is a huge difference. And the way I see it, the difference is that in conventional hypnosis trainings, the focus still seems to be on the hypnosis itself. So, how to hypnotize somebody, how to put them under, how to navigate it, rather than what is really important, basically, how to find that root cause, not based on some assumptions like everybody has it because of anxiety or childhood abuse, or because they don't feel good enough, or because they feel different, or because they don't love themselves and they don't feel worthy, whatever it is. So instead of going into the session with an assumption that that is where you have to get to, and then once you got to it, that's the core issue, like with everybody else, and then you can read out a script and you have solved both the core issue and the and the presenting problem, or the symptom, and within 21 days or 30 days or however long of listening to a script, they will have changed their lives. Now, this can actually work for some people, and it does work for some, but there's a lot of hit and miss, and that is something that I was struggling with. And by the way, I am dyslexic, which means that my brain just reads whatever it wants and and sees whatever it wants. So whenever I dreaded reading out scripts. So yes, you can actually learn and improvise, and you don't have to read it out, and that is something that I did as well. So it's with practice, you can learn it, so you don't have to rely on actually reading it out as such. But but it was still something that took a long time. It just took a long time. And as it turns out, it's all unnecessary. So it is lovely. And by the way, with ACH, we work with clients one on one. So one can, if you have trained in a traditional one and you can use it with a group, that's awesome. But if you want to work with one-on-one clients, then this is this is phenomenal, because you don't have to prepare at all. First and foremost, you know that, well, if they come to me with a symptom, then why would I prepare? If I don't know what the core issue is, how could I prepare? I can't prepare, right? So that's kind of a an immediate answer to the question, right? So I can't prepare, therefore I'll just go and say, what's the problem, and take it from there, and follow the conscious and unconscious information that is revealed during the session. So I am focusing on the therapy, as you can see. So with ACH, we immediately start with, so instead of rapport and then putting them under and whatever, we just talk. We just have a conversation. We don't even try to use to confuse our clients, or to use language patterns. You don't need to learn any of that, because it is just a time waster. It's an entirely unnecessary. The only thing that you actually need is curiosity, is to say, wait a minute, I don't have that problem. Why do they have that problem? Instead of, I know I have a script for that. I know I've seen somebody else have that problem. So it must be the same thing. It must be because everybody else has it. No. So instead of relying on experience and assumptions and things, you go into your session saying, I want to understand why this individual has the problem. But you're not just having a conversation with them, you're actually also paying attention to when there is conscious and unconscious information. So you're basically getting them into trance by focusing on trance like moments or mini trances, and then asking questions about that more and more, and kind of going in and out, getting to this fractionation point. So basically, I stopped using hypnosis in the conventional way because I realized that it was unnecessary. So I am still using a form of hypnosis, yes, but it's not putting somebody into hypnosis. It's not using a very fixed and therefore limiting protocol, but it's having a conversation with somebody, which, by the way, works really well with analytical clients because they might not want to be put into hypnosis or just follow these steps that, yes, it can be nice and it can be relaxing, but not everybody likes it. And whereas a conversation is something that we are all used to. We're used to talking about our problems. We're used to investigating something because that's what actually happens. As I'm asking them something, they have to go internal to retrieve information to give me. And as they do it, a lot of it is going to be conscious, but there will be kind of moments of gold where it's like, there's something important that is related to what is underneath this whole thing, and that's how we navigate it. So yes, to some extent I use hypnosis, but to some extent I don't, because I don't use what is considered by conventional schools uh, um, a hypnotic protocol.